Hi there, my friend. I am just so excited to sit down here with you today and have a little bit of a chat. How are things with 7th grade homeschooling going this year? We are still using Abeka. What are some of the changes that we've done in our homeschool curriculum? And major life update here. We moved. We bought a new home, and for the first time ever, our family has moved. So that in itself has been a huge major change. It has been a wonderful change, but definitely one that we have adjusted to, and I think it's going pretty good. So let's go ahead and dive right in. We officially moved into our new home about 2 weeks ago. Long story short, we found the home that we thought, really, this is going to be our forever home. And that process started in December. We closed a couple months later, but we just moved. So it's been a process of 4 months, and there were some things that we wanted to fix that needed to be fixed. So super exciting season for our family, and the kids are happy here and we are happy here, and we're so grateful to God for this wonderful blessing that He has given us. So homeschooling wise, I've had several followers send me messages asking about how is 7th grade Abeka Homeschool going when it comes to Parent Led. And this year has definitely been a year of so many changes for our family. So with that being said, there has been quite a few changes that we've made to the curriculum and to the way that we've implemented things that we haven't done 100% Abeka straight on Parent Led. So it's been good though. It's been a good experience. It's been a good experience for our son. It's been a good experience for us just to test different things out. So that aspect of everything has been very well. It still has been a successful year, we feel. After being in conversation with my husband and my son, we have decided that for 8th grade, the best route for him is going to be to do the academy again. All the stuff is here. I will be sharing an unboxing with you pretty soon. I'll be chatting with you about plans for 8th grade at the end of the video. Things that have been working really well has been math. Math, I love that, everything with Abeka is a spiral approach. So that has been very, very helpful. My husband continues to be the teacher for math. That is his gig. That's what he does with him. They love it. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It works. He is actually done and completely has finished the curriculum for grammar, with the exception of composition. We are finishing that up this 4th quarter. So all of his grammar is done, and all of his science and health is done, and all of his spelling and vocabulary is done. So this year, by the end of 3rd quarter, he was able to finish those 3 things early, and he is just so ecstatic about that and super happy about that. And so are we. He has been doing more of his work independently, with the exception for math. So for math, he's needed a lot of instruction, and for writing, composition, those are his 2 areas that he needs a lot of guidance in. 4th quarter, we decided, is going to be all focus on composition. So we are going to go ahead and finish all the compositions that were left that we didn't get to finish in 3rd quarter. And we had taken a little pause from the curriculum towards like the second half of the 1st quarter. So we are slowly easing into the composition. I really want him to have those writing assignments done, and I want them to be done right. So we are really honing in on that this last quarter. Then when it came to history at the end of the 2nd quarter, my husband and my son came to me because they were getting a little bit burned out with the history. My son was losing interest, and he wasn't finding it as enticing. Like, yeah, he was reading it. And like my husband was saying, he's reading it. He's understanding it. He's getting the information right for the test. Like, he does all that pretty good, but he's not enjoying it. So I ventured out on to see if I can find something that he could do more independently. Like, that's what he wanted. He wanted something that he could do on his own, that he could understand on his own, and that he can complete on his own. And, something that was high interest for him. Now, he finished the entirety of the I Survived series by the first half of the second quarter. He absolutely devoured those books. Anytime like I would try to go back into, the curriculum, he would be like, Mom, can I please just read my book instead? And then, we can talk about it and I can show you that I'm understanding what I'm reading. And you know what? That's the beauty of homeschooling, that you can adapt it to your kids' needs and just really foster their love for learning. So I said yes. So the second quarter pretty much was a lot of novel reading. So he read all the I Survived books. And then he also read the book, What's His Name? I think that's the name of the book. What's His Name? I'll find a picture of it and I'll show it to you right here. This is the book. He loved that book. It was super high interest. It's about this boy that gets this kid from like the Middle Ages time come through his cell phone and, all this stuff. So Shakespeare and all that stuff. So he really enjoyed that. And so, hey, more power to him. So back to history. So I went in to look to see what is something that could be out there that, based on what I know now about my son, would capture his interest and at the same time teach him what he needs. And that wasn't expensive. And I found this history curriculum that he absolutely has been loving. He sits, he reads, is very like, he sits on his own. He knows how to do it. He reads it. He does all the assignments that go along with it, and he moves on, and he likes it, and he loves it, and he finds it interesting. And that is not grass. So we are doing the American history one, and he loves it because it has so many pictures that while he is reading, he could really like look at the pictures. So with him, this has worked out amazingly. And he is doing all the vocab that goes in it. He's doing the, there's one of the assignments every other lesson or something like that is a writing assignment. And he's been doing those as well. And he actually enjoys doing that type of reflections that they ask him to do. Sometimes it's write a narrative, sometimes write a letter, sometimes is write something. He's been actually enjoying that. So to me, he's exercising his composition that way and his reflection on actual facts and historical information, which is a skill that he's also going to be needing when he gets into the older grades. We started that third quarter. We're at fourth quarter now, and he is almost done with the first half. So the reason why these books I feel are so big is because there's so many pictures. So from what I'm looking at, we're already in the fourth quarter. He is almost at the end of the first half of the curriculum. So he's not going to finish the entirety of the curriculum by the end of the fourth quarter. But I think I'm going to continue having him do it even like during summertime, just so that he, his brain stays sharp. And since he's enjoying reading that particular curriculum, why stop? Math worked pretty good. That one, we have not skipped the beat on that. Nothing has changed with the instruction or the way that it gets done. We have done the math curriculum to a T. And my husband has been teaching that all throughout. They're actually almost done with math as well. So it's interesting because this year, he's actually going to be done with his Abeka stuff earlier than any other year. So the previous years, we're usually pushing it up until the last day. And there's some things that he typically has to catch up with. I feel like the Lord knows everything. We really needed that flexibility this year. So I think it was a good thing that we did the parent led. it gave us an idea of how much it was going to take for our son and for us. So we sat down, and because we really want our son to be really ready for, you know, high school and everything, we had two options. After we sat down and we looked at, okay, in 8th grade, he's going to be doing pre-algebra. The concepts are going to be getting more intense when it comes to science. And we actually wanted him to do Bible again with Abeka. Now, let me back up for a minute. For Bible this year, we have been doing Not Consumed. And let me tell you, this series has been amazing. It has worked so good with our son, and we really wanted something that was going to help him foster that independent relationship with God. And I feel like that series has really been really good for him. Now for 8th grade, we really wanted to go back to Abeka's Bible class, especially when I saw what was in the curriculum. I was like, oh my goodness, I want to do this. I want to do this too. And I want to do this with him. So they're going to be doing Acts, and they're going to be doing Proverbs, which, my goodness, amazing. And I really want him to have the video instruction for that because I feel it's so important. So my husband and I sat down and we talked like we always do, like what are the plans for next year? And we came to the conclusion that for 8th grade, it was going to be best for our son either to do the video instruction, so the Abeka Academy, based on what we experienced this year, what we feel comfortable with. We decided that if we were going to homeschool, we wanted him to have the video instruction. However, where the location that we have moved to, we feel okay, not 100%, but okay with letting him attend 8th grade in regular school if it was something that he truly wanted to do. Our son has been in public school before. He was in public school up to 3rd grade. After Sean and I talked about the options for 8th grade, you know, it's the year before high school, so we really want him to have everything that he needs. We gave him those two options. We were like, okay, your two options are the following. You may A, continue homeschooling. However, if you continue homeschooling, you are going to do the Abeka Video Academy. It's going to be the independent study. And option 2 was you can choose to go back to school in the new district that we are going to be moving into. It didn't take him much thinking. He was like, oh no, I'm homeschooling. We're like, well, you know, if you really want to go back to school and, you know, start over and it's a new district and, you know, make new friends. And he said, no, he's happy with the friends he has. He doesn't need any more friends than the ones he currently has. And he was like, yep, absolutely. No, I'm homeschooling. I do not want to go back to public school. I was like, okay, we're homeschooling. So 8th grade, we are continuing homeschooling. Our Abeka Academy curriculum is here, and I'm just so over the moon about it and so excited about it. And I am going to be sharing with you in the next upcoming video. So how about you? How are things going for you homeschooling this year? Are there things that you've had to tweak this year? Are things different than what you thought it was going to be? What changes have you made? Have you kept everything the same? Especially, like, I feel like 7th graders, I don't know, what is it? Even like in traditional school, this is a tough year. You know, there's like this resistance to want to, you know, complete everything and do everything. So I just feel like that's just a normal thing. I talk to people, like, I see the kids that are 7th graders, my friends that have 7th graders, and I feel like we're all in the same boat. You know, it's kind of like that interesting, weird year. I don't know. A lot of changes happened during that time. Even I remember 7th grade for me as a kid who absolutely loved school and was, you know, very bookwormish and wanted to have the best grades ever. 7th grade year was a horrible year for me. Like, I did not like 7th grade. That's like my least favorite year. Now I want to hear from you. How has this year been going for you? What are some changes that you've done, successes that you've had? What has it looked like for you? Go ahead and let me know in the comments or send me a direct message because I always love hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check this next one out. I'll see you next time. Bye.